consuming liquor. How she can? What will happen to my son? My kid's going to the school. You don't accept teacher consuming liquor. Professional model, poor lady, how she can become model without consuming liquor? This is the argument within us. And this is called decision making based on biases. So you will find people in their life, they will always say that this is the best investment. And they continue doing that investment throughout their life. If they have done FDs, throughout their life they will do FDs. If they have done post office, throughout life they will do post office. If they will do real estate, throughout life they will do real estate. Why? They are captive of their biases. They don't look around with an open mind. So the very simple thing which I need to submit to you is discuss this subject with open mind, because we don't know what is right and what is wrong. Let us find out what happens and why certain things we see that these things are very risky. Since we are going to discuss on equities, so why God and government wants equity, I just need to discuss with you. God doesn't want equity. I just added it with the government, but there is a reason to it. Recently, previous month, last month I was there in Chennai. And Chennai is very near to Tirupati Devasthanam, Tirupati. And one of our advisors told me that, sir, Tirupati Devasthanam has opened the Demat account, and now you can donate equities to God. And this has happened very recently. So now, since Tirupati has opened Demat account, so I strongly believe now God even wants Indian equities. So Indian equities suddenly has become very popular throughout the world. Across the world, I find many cities that many countries, investors from many countries wants to buy Indian equities. Why they want to buy Indian equities? If I ask you, any idea who is the largest buyer of equities in India? Or largest distributor of equities in India? Any idea? The government is the largest distributor of equity in India today. What they have done, they are the largest distributor. Number one. Number two, what government is so attracted toward equities that they have made equity virtually tax-free. You end up paying no taxes if you earn from equities. But you have to pay for any amount which you earn from deposits. Few years back, the case was different. Any amount you earn from equities need to be paid as a capital gain. And under that, the deposits you used to get, you remember Section ATL? Section ATL, under Section ATL, there was some amount. If your interest earning is less than that amount, it was entirely tax-free. So things have changed. Why things changed? Let us understand this. I'll take the particular year 2004. Is there anyone here in this meet, government employee? Anyone here is a government employee here? Anyone? No one is here from government. Okay. If you look at the government employees, there's a division of 2004. A government employee before 2004 gets the pension throughout of his life, and that's called defined benefit, right? But the government employees, those employees who have joined government post 2004, doesn't get that benefit, and they have a defined contribution. So what's the difference? This is the pension system. Under defined benefit, government is committed to give pension throughout their life, and after their life to their spouse till they survive, right? So government who was ready to give you pension throughout your life and to your spouse after one's death, why did government stop giving pension to their employees who have joined after 2004? Any idea? Why government was not knowing this earlier? That's what government cannot give you anything from taking from others. Government was not knowing this thing. They thought they're all powerful. They can do whatever they want to do. Now it is defined contribution. Under defined contribution, government says that you contribute every month to your retirement fund. But what returns you will get, we don't know. Any idea who are the managers of this government contribution, defined contribution? Any idea who are the managers? They are mutual fund managers only. And there are 6 mutual fund managers who manages the money through PFRDA. PFRDA gets the money, give it to the mutual fund managers. They are managing for the government employees. Now, why it has happened? Let's understand this. This is very important. Reason number one is life expectancy. When this policy of defined benefit, the defined benefit policy almost is 70, 80 years old. That time life expectancy was very less. 80% of people used to die within the 5 years of retirement. And now 90% of them survive more than what they have served in their life. Right? And normally husband and wife doesn't love them so much that they die on the same day. One survive for 4, 5, 7 years. So government has to give 50% saving to the spouse as well. So the payments goes up to 35 to 40 years. And it has become unsustainable. Governments cannot give it. So they have stopped it. So what they have done now look at this. There's another date called 6th August 2015. 6th August 2015. There is another development here. And this time development has happened with a defined benefit. That's why I'm saying why governments wants equity. What development has taken place that day? The corpus of defined benefit, they have started investing in equities. You have read this in newspapers? Even the corpus of defined benefit is a guaranteed pension, friends. It's a guaranteed pension. In a way, the guaranteed pension and equities doesn't offer you guaranteed returns. So if defined benefit, where government has guaranteed pension, there also debt money also, 15% of debt money have started coming to equities. This has happened in the month of August. Why it has happened? Let us understand this. To understand this, I'll take you to the process of generation of income, friends. I come from HDFC Group. HDFC Group started with the HDFC Limited 40 years back. Now, when the first office of HDFC was opened in Mumbai, they hired some employees. So what employees will claim from HDFC Limited? What they have to pay them? Salaries. Economics, we call it wages. So this is one kind of income which HDFC Limited as a business entity started generating. What income they have generated? Wages for their employees. This is one kind of income they have generated. Then I observed that when they opened the office premises was not owned by them. So they have taken the premises property of somebody else. So what they have to pay him? Rent. So the other income which HDFC Limited generated is rent. The third thing is they need money to operate for their operation, and they invited deposits from the people. So for deposits, what they have given to them? Interest. So the third income they generated is interest. So HDFC Limited started generating three kind of incomes: wages to employees, rent, and then interest. Why at all they are doing all these things? For what? What they will get by doing these things? What they will get? What they will get? They will get profits. What they want? What they want for themselves? They want for themselves profits. So this is the remuneration for the labor, this is the remuneration for the land, this is the remuneration for the capital, and this is the remuneration for the entrepreneur. Can you see any link here? Can you see any link here? Who is the person here who is generating all the incomes? Who is the person here who is generating all the incomes, all different kind of incomes? Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur gives rent. Entrepreneur gives wages. Entrepreneur gives interest. And entrepreneur retains profit. So which income will be the largest? Who will enjoy the lawn share here? The person who is taking all risk, called entrepreneur, right? Now look at this. There is no fifth income in the society. These are the only four incomes recognized by economics. Each one of us in this hall either earn one of them, few of them, or all of them. You don't earn any income. If you're a doctor, you earn rent. If you're a lawyer, you earn rent, right? There is no other income in this society. So if I add all these incomes, if I add all the wages earned by Indians, if I add all the rent earned by Indians, if I add all the interest earned by Indians, if I add, and all the profit earned by Indians, if I add, that becomes GDP of the country. And what is GDP? GDP is the income of the nation. So what is GDP? GDP is nothing but sum total of four different incomes, right? And now, just now I told you that India has become the fastest growing country in the world. As on date, the figure is 7.5%. So Indian GDP is growing at the rate of 7.5%. So if GDP is growing at 7.5%, it means that these income are also growing, because GDP is a sum total of these four incomes. So if GDP is growing at 7.5%, this income is also growing. Now assume that for the next 10 years, the GDP of India continues to grow at a rate of 7-8%. Assume. We don't know about future, assume that Indian GDP continue to grow at this rate of 7.5%, 8%, or may have to go up to 9%. So if GDP will grow, all these four income will grow, isn't it? Right? Now look at your life. Use your consciousness. Please be pure in your thoughts. Look at your experience, what you observed in your life. If India will grow, this income will grow. Can you tell me which income will grow at the fastest rate per unit? Any idea? Out of this four income, which income will grow at the fastest rate per unit? Profit. Bang on. So if you want to create wealth for yourself, what you should earn? Simple. And that's why government wants to earn profits. Government has started asking pension funds to invest in equities. The second, even more important, again, use your consciousness, your experience from life. Out of this four income, there is one income, in spite of this growth in GDP, it can per unit, it can even fall. Which is the income? Exactly. And that's the worry for the government. That's why in defined benefit, they promised 8.75% return. 8.75% they cannot give because interests are falling. Interest income is going to fall in India. So if interest income is going to fall in India, how they will meet their commitments of defined benefits? They have to come to equities. And that's why they're coming to equities. And look at yourself, friends, where your bulk of money is. Where is the bulk of your money? It's an interest, which is going to fall per unit. As simple as that. So this, you have to decide what you need, what you want to do with your money. Do you want to protect your money? Or do you want to grow your money? Right? Do you want to protect your money or do you want to grow your money? Here comes safety. Whenever you do investments, there are three words which are very important, and these three words, friends, are SLR: safety, liquidity, and return. This is the first concern, this is the second concern, this is the third concern. Returns comes in the last. The most important thing which you should keep in the mind is safety of the investment. If an investment is not safe, you should not do at all. If the investment is not safe, you should not do at all. And if investment is not liquid, then again you should not do. Because if they are not liquid, that's not your money. You have given money to me, and you believe that giving money to me is very safe. But this is not liquid for the next 10 years. What does it mean? Whom this money belongs for the next 10 years? To me. It's not your money, because you cannot take your money back. Your money should be liquid money. Last come the returns, right? So look at this safety. Many times in the life, we doesn't know what safety is. We need a correct definition of safety. Any idea what is safety? A mother loves her kid, 3 years old kid, isn't it? Where the kid is more safe? At home or at school? Where he has a greater danger to his life, at home or at school? He has to go to school, he will venture on road. He's a 3-year kid only, play school, right? Anything can happen. Some senior guy can bully him who doesn't know about toilet manners. A lot of challenges. And many times you will see that when kids start going to school, parents are worried, isn't it? So why people take risk with their kids? Why they put their children to risk? Why? Because they want to grow their children. Simple. What you want. If you want to grow your children, not sending them to school becomes more risky, isn't it? So what is safe for the kid? To go to the school. It becomes more safe, right? This is how you protect your child. You will not be able to protect your child if you will not send them to school. The same happens with money. You cannot save your money without giving your money to the economy. By keeping your money with yourself, you can't save it. And that's why what you do, you convert your savings into investments. You convert your savings into investment. So what is the difference between the saving and investment? We need to understand this. But what investment is safe for us? Let us understand this. At your home, at your house, you must have observed there are certain articles which you don't use. Are there any in your house? There are certain articles which you don't use. What you call them? What you call them? Junk, isn't it? In Marathi, you call them bhangar, right? So bhangar is something which should be thrown out of the house, isn't it? Why we retain them? What's the logic behind it? What's the rationality behind it? The things which should be thrown out of the house, we retain them. जो हमें बाहर फेंकना है वो हम बाहर नहीं फेंक के घर में रखते हैं. What's the reason is? And that's why we observe Diwalis and all these festivals. हमको मालूम है कि हम बाहर नहीं फेंकते हैं, तो दिवाली के लिए आप बाहर फेंकते हैं, राइट? फिर भी आप दिवाली में साफ करके वापस रख देते हैं. Instead of throwing them, maybe 10%, 20% of that you throw out. So हम क्यों नहीं फेंकते? Any idea? Any reason? Exactly. Look at the rationality. Look at the strong argument. We may use them in sometime in future. I totally accept this. Plus, friend, please tell me, and please be honest and precise. Do you ever know when you are going to use it? Yes, you are sure that you are going to use them in future, but when? Have you ever attempted this question? Never. Right? Now come to income. Come to the money. Why you want to earn money? To use it or not to use it? Please be clear about it. You want to earn money to use it or not to use it? To use it. Then what are savings? What are savings in that case? The money which you have not used. So why you have saved? Because you are of the opinion that you want to earn money to use only. Then why you have saved? Because you may need money in wonderful. Right? Money says to us, if you save me today, I'll save you tomorrow. If you save me today, I'll save you tomorrow. Don't you see that there is no difference between